abbiamo come nostro ospite super speciale un americano biondissimo, chitarrista favoloso, Jared James Nichols.
Hello.
Welcome to Linea Rock.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. This is awesome.
It's great. So you are on a mission.
I'm on a mission.
On a mission for blues power. Yeah.
Always on a mission for blues power. It feels so good to be back in Milan.
Yeah.
You know, my first ever tour, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Legend Club.
Yeah.
Glenn
Hughes,
Yeah.
were you there too?
No, on that occasion.
Yeah.
But Legend Club is very close to the radio.
Yeah.
I love it. My first real tour, Milan was the spot. It was so much fun.
And it was packed that night,
packed.
and
It was
a
very
lot
full.
of people wanted to get in, and they couldn't find the tickets because it was smaller than, for Glenn Hughes it was small.
Yeah, I was surprised when I
Yeah.
walked in. I heard Glenn playing bass, and it was like, and I was like, wow, this room's small, but it was rocking.
Yeah.
Everyone had a great time.
Was it 2015?
Yeah, 2000. I think
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
September.
of
Settembre
2015.
2015. You're back in Europe.
Yes.
On a mission.
On a mission.
Yeah, to bring back the blues power.
That's right.
To the Italian people.
Absolutely.
And step by step, you are living, and an imprint in rock and roll forever. A lot of people talk about you. So step by step, you're getting there.
I'm working it.
You're playing tonight in
Yeah.
Milan at Dirty Mondays, and that's a show that everybody has, to see, because high energy, rock and roll, hardwired, very
Yeah,
honest, authentic, organic.
Oh, yeah.
The good old way.
Absolutely.
But I guess we weren't near that you didn't come because you broke your
broke my arm.
Is that correct? And that
Yeah.
was like a nightmare for you, for
Oh, it was
any
a
musician.
nightmare. Well, I was playing a show. We were in America. I got off stage. Everything was great. I went to go pick up one of my cases, right? And I twisted the wrong way, and I heard a little, like a pop. And I went, oh, my elbow. And then my friend goes, no, we need to go to the doctor. So we go to the doctor, and they take an x-ray.
Yes.
And we look at it and we see there's a little chip on the bone. And I went, it's okay. Just wrap it up. I'll be okay.
You play.
Yeah, I'll play. And then they said, no. You need surgery. So they put like a little piece of metal with screws. So now I'm truly heavy metal.
Yeah, you are.
But as a guitar player, very scary.
Yeah.
But thankfully, everything was okay.
I read 16 screws. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Wow, that was bad.
It's a pretty long bone to cover, but yeah, it was bad.
But now everything's okay.
Now it's better.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good point.
There's a movie in America. It's called Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And it's a boy breaks his arm and he plays baseball. And when he fixes it, it's faster. That's like me.
Mi scrive Vitale e mi dice che gli fai concorrenza con I tuoi capelli.
Ah, vedi?
Similar hairs.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love
This
it.
is rock and roll.
I think we're brother sister.
Yeah, that's correct.
Rock and roll hair.
Yeah, good. Okay, so about this third album that
Yeah.
you're presenting on this promo tour, and I guess there's gonna be like a full tour right after.
Yes.
Why this third one is a self-titled album after, 2 records?
Yeah. So
Usually it's the first one. But
totally. Well, with this record, I feel like I finally found my sound as an artist. So we went into the studio and we recorded straight to old tape machines.
Okay.
So the energy is really, really there. The sound is like explodes, right? And when I was thinking of names for the record, I thought about it, but I kept going back to self-titled because it felt like this is the first record that feels like me. So I said, that's it. Self-titled record. So now we're here, and now we go up from here.
Okay. So you said that you want to serve, the menu for the live
Yes.
show, and you recorded in the studio. You found your sound, pure sound, essence, and so on. But as you play as a power trio, do you think that's the perfect, combination to put the guitar front line? And do you sing out of necessity, or it was
good
like
question.
it was like a natural instinct for you?
At first, when I first started, we all looked at each other. We said, "Who's gonna sing?" And I went, "I guess I'll do it." But then, now with this record, and I would say over the past few years, I've really loved to sing. I love to sing because I get so expressive with my guitar, And now I can do that with my voice too. So it's fun because I found myself as a guitar player and as a singer.
Okay. And about the power trio combination, do you think you are like the superstar there, and it's easier as a power trio to be the front line? Or
Sometimes it's harder with only 3 because you have to make a lot of sound. But for me, with a power trio, I love it because my guitar just screams, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
And
Who are the other musicians?
So the drummer, his name's Dennis Holm. He's originally from Sweden. I met him in America. We've been playing together for almost 11 years. So he would have been here when I came to the Legend Club. And our friend actually, Diego Edsel, he's on bass. He grew up in, I think he grew up in Vicenza.
Okay.
But he lives in America as well. And so he's really happy to be back here in Italy.
Yes,
and he's loving it.
So you're hot-blooded and very hard, but famous for your pickless technique.
Yes.
Which is famous because of Mark Knopfler and that kind of melodic and delicate kind of sign. Okay. And sometimes when you start to play rock, the pick is the first thing.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
With the guitar. So how that happened for you that you play like that?
So I'm left-handed. So when I'm writing, it's all with my left hand. When I'm eating, drinking. When I first picked up a guitar, I wanted to hold it like a lefty. So my guitar teacher said no. So I flip it, and then he said you have to use a pick. I could never get it. It just would always fly away. I'd drop it, whatever. And I like to feel the strings underneath my fingers.
Okay.
So for me, not using a pick felt more comfortable. And then people started to go, hey, he doesn't use a pick. So then I became more known for that, which is kind of funny because I never thought it would be a big thing.
Yeah.
But now it is.
We saw the Down the Drain video.
Yeah.
Is it autobiographical in a sense?
A little bit, yeah.
The song and the video, because that's this little kid.
Yeah, we thought it was cool because it was me when I was young, and then flash forward. The girl, not so much.
Okay.
But everything else, yeah.
Okay. Was it a goal for you, like to become a rock star, or it was like, like a natural instinct? I want to play, and what happens?
Yeah, never to become a rock star. I just love to play. I thought when I picked up the guitar, it would just be fun, but then I got crazy about it. And I kept saying, I want to be in a band. And then I want to play a gig. I want to record. But I never thought I would even reach as far as I have now. I thought I was going to be a car mechanic.
Okay. You picked Stevie Ray Vaughan as an next video. And you actually look a bit like, a Zakk Wylde, but the first name that comes to my mind when I see you play and when I look at you is John Sykes.
Oh, wow, yeah. I like John Sykes. Blue Murder.
Okay, so is he one of your influences?
Definitely.
And why did you pick Stevie Ray right up next?
So John Sykes, for sure. I love his guitar sound. He's such a great player, but he also is a really great songwriter. So with Stevie Ray, he was my first big guitar hero.
Okay.
When I saw him play, I was like, this is it. So forever, I always feel inspired by Stevie Ray. Up next, we have Stevie Ray Vaughan with Cold Shot.
Yeah.
Ricordiamo che questa sera questo personaggio che abbiamo qua di fronte a noi suonerà dal vivo intorno alla mezzanotte circa con il suo Power Trio, quindi al Dirty Mondays questa sera.
Sì, e ci ha anche anticipato, lo possiamo dire. Do you want to say it in English first that you're coming back in Milan?
Yeah, let me tell them. Okay. So everyone get ready because do we know the date? Do you remember the date?
It's 22nd of June.
22nd of June, I will be back in Milan at Alcatraz.
Yes.
With the Winery Dogs.
Ok.
Billy Sheehan, Mike Portnoy, Richie Kotzen, and me.
Quindi tornerà perché suonerà prima l'ospite speciale.
Quindi se stasera
Dogs.
non ce la fate avrete un'altra occasione. 22 di giugno non è ancora stato annunciato come opening act. In alcune date sì, su Milano non è ancora stato annunciato, ma ha detto tanto se mai vado nei guai io, quindi per quello gliel'ho fatto dire prima in inglese. Ok, Jared, so East Troy, Los Angeles and Nashville.
Yep.
Which city do you call home, and do you think that the record, if it wasn't conceived and recorded in Nashville, would have been different?
Yeah, Nashville, Definitely, I call home.
Okay.
It's Guitar Town. So LA was great, and I loved living there, but it was a different energy. And in Nashville, it felt like this record was more organic, more free, and more bluesy, but rock, and I just felt more inspired.
There's a song, Honey Forgive Me, which is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
When you have to record new music, do you keep that in mind? It puts a little pressure on you?
No pressure, but yeah, I do keep it in mind because after all, I love making music for myself, but I want to make music people love too.
Okay.
So I try and think about the listener.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So you picked Hardwired as the next song for us tonight.
Yeah.
Why that one is a single and why that one you picked for tonight?
I feel like this song, it shows a lot of different elements of my music. The intro is very crazy guitar, but then it goes into more of a full band power trio sound. And I love the video. It's kind of psychedelic, but it's really fun.
So on tour, you've done clubs and you've opened for big bands like
Yes.
Black Label Society or Glenn Hughes, as we said, and you're doing the tour with the Winery Dogs. So you're doing clubs on your own, then festivals or playing with some other big bands. Not kind of nothing in between.
I know, it's crazy.
How is the situation in America on this matter? And can this be a little bit disorientating, even for an experienced musician as you are?
It's crazy because we'll play on our own in a club. It could be packed. We're having fun. Then the next day we play with Leonard Skinner in an arena, and you're like, what? And then you go back down to a club, and then maybe you go to a festival. So it's great because I get to play all shapes, all sizes of rooms. But in America, some places are better than others. So Nashville, play there, it's great. Texas, pretty good. Chicago, So
New Orleans?
New Orleans is great, yeah.
New York?
New York was pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes there's some cities that it's just not that big. So I see all shapes
Because
and
there
sizes.
are other kind of music or...
Other kinds of music, but also the cities, there's not a huge demand for live music.
That's weird,
Yeah, I
because you
know.
face America is like the American dream, for rock and roll.
Totally.
So it's weird. It's
Some
really
places are good, but other ones it's like, we won't go there.
Is
Better
it,
Europe.
Yeah, Europe is so much fun. We have a lot of fun.
is it like this since a long time or just in the last few years?
In the last few years.
So you mean after COVID
Yeah.
or pre-COVID?
After.
After, okay.
It seems like it's taking more time to get it going.
About your influences, is there anything very surprising in your baggage of the music you like a guilty pleasure? And do you feel in a sense part of the revival scene, the retro rock?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I used to listen to Backstreet Boys,
No.
Spice Girls. I was young, so it
Okay.
was
How young?
10.
Okay, very young.
Yeah, very young. Now, not really many guilty pleasures. Mostly, I like old country, jazz, rock, of course. I love blues. Nothing too bad.
What do you think that this revival kind of approach,
rock.
classic rock? Do you feel like part of a scene in
Totally.
that sense? And why do you think there's so much need to play that kind of music and to listen to it again?
Yeah, I think it's because it's human. It's real. It's honest. And with a lot of music, especially today, computers and it's so
no computer,
programmed and there's no one playing instruments or maybe even certain feeling through the music. I think with the rock revival it's so important now because people love this sound. They love the feeling of the music, the energy and the connection. So I feel it when I play. I feel it when I travel and tour, and I definitely feel part of it.
About this revival kind of movement, is there any band that stands out for you that you like maybe better than any other?
Well, there's a few. We just played shows with a band. Do you guys know the band De Wolf?
Yes, of course.
Great.
We interviewed them 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Love them.
Pablo.
Pablo. We just played 2 nights with them.
They're amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Very 70s.
Very 70s.
All the rhythm and blues also.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of bands I love, like Rival Sons.
Okay.
Dirty Honey.
Yeah. Oh, Dirty Honey, of course.
They're playing tomorrow in Milan.
Are they really?
Yes.
Are you going to see them?
Yes.
Say hello for me.
Okay, to Mark.
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
Say hey to Mark first.
Mark and John.
And John, yeah. There's so many great bands now. Tuck Smith, Tyler Bryant, The Shakedown.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome bands. So it's a good group.
Yeah.
But you picked a particular video now. You picked Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
which is not immediate, thinking about what you do
Totally.
as an influencer. So why did you pick that?
This was the music when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The first rock and roll I really heard on the radio. And I remember hearing this song and going, that's cool. The guitar sound. I just loved it. And I think Alice in Chains is one of those bands that it's like my favorite classic rock. They come from a really rock background, but they made their own music. And I love it.
Siamo vicini alla chiusura perché sono 12 minuti, poi appunto deve scappare, ma vedo una chitarra, anche la sua chitarra è qua con noi.
Sì. E a proposito appunto della Les Paul, gli volevo assolutamente chiedere, lui ha anche delle signature, adesso gli chiediamo qual è questa, ma potrebbe essere la Gold Glory, così a spanne. So Les Paul is your soulmate, and we have one here, your indispensable companion, always slung on your shoulder.
Always.
So when in 2010 you won the Gibson Les Paul tribute contest, Gibson officially welcomed you as an ambassador.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. And you had some signature models like Old Glory, the Gold Glory.
Yep.
But the question is, how did you transform a perfect weapon as the Gibson Les Paul in an even sharper axe with your signature model?
Well, it was crazy because for me, I love the Les Paul, the original, but I wanted to be able to almost make it my own. So I was crazy. I took pieces off, I put pieces on, and I remember people said, "What are you doing? Don't do that." But I loved it. So I kept messing with it until it was perfect for me.
Okay.
And then other people saw it and they went, "I want that."
All right.
So it was cool.
This is the Gold Glory?
No, this is a very old Les Paul. This Les Paul is from 1952.
Wow.
It's one of the first
1952.
ever. It was in a tornado.
Vedete anche com'è
Molto
bella
usata.
vintage. Sì. Okay, so you've been using this since a long time?
No, I got it as a gift maybe 1 year ago.
Wow, this is a very expensive guitar as well.
Very expensive.
Yeah, una 52, 52,
sì.
Wow. So do you want to play us something?
Yeah, let's hear if we can hear it.
Apri.
There it is. Oh, I gotta tune that. There we go. Here we go.
Wow.
Now you're my drummer. Cool, huh?
Wow, un piccolo
We just plug it
assaggio.
straight in.
Questo è un piccolo assaggio perché poi c'è tutta la band e c'è lui che canta questa sera.
Esatto, quindi insomma grandissima. What's the story of this guitar? Why
This
did you
guitar, so this is one of the first Les Pauls ever.
Wow.
Ever. One of the first 25. It was in a tornado.
Wow.
And someone messaged me on social media and said, "Hey, I have a guitar that I found. Do you want it?" I said, "Yeah, of course." So I met with him and he gave it to me, and it's one of my favorite guitars ever. I named it Dorothy, like the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
But it's
You
very
don't know
cool.
who played before you this guitar.
No, the original owner had passed away. His daughter had it.
Okay.
And she said, "I don't want it."
All right.
Crazy.
Wow. This is a cool story.
Very cool.
So you've done a 2022 revised version of your
Yeah.
single "To Me, to the World" with Joe Bonamassa, which is another Les Paul user.
Yep.
But do you consider Joe, and how was, of course, working with him, more like a colleague, since he's
more like a big brother?
Yeah, since he's more your age than you know all the other influences that you mentioned. So tell us about the collaboration.
So Joe, he's one of my best friends. We connected. He saw me and he goes, "Man, this guy's playing a lot." So we talked and we got to hang out, and we were really good friends right away. So when I called him, I was like, ooh, kind of scared. And I said, "Joe, will you play on this song?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's going to cost you money." And I went, "Uh-oh, how much?" He wanted 2 Diet Cokes.
Okay.
So he came in, we played. It was amazing.
Great deal.
Great deal for me.
You were talking about Joe and how you made the song together in the same room. Can you tell us something about it?
It was so cool because Joe comes in with his guitar and I'm there with my guitar and we're sitting there and he goes, "All right, you ready to play it?" I said, "Yeah." So we start playing and he's just watching. And then all of a sudden he starts to play and it sounds amazing. So of course we're recording it. So what you hear on this recording, we only did it twice.
Oh.
And that's what you hear on the recording. And it was funny because when I played my solo, he's just staring. He's watching. He's drinking his Diet Coke. And then he takes his solo and I'm like, oh, geez. It was a lot of fun.
So you picked No More Tears of Ozzy Osbourne to close up the show tonight. But you said you have an Ozzy story. And you just sent a message to Zakk Wylde as well.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Zach is another one of my really, really, really good friends. And he always says, "Where are you? What are you doing?" So take a selfie. But Zach, they were playing Ozfest in California. And I remember my wife and we were on the side of the stage. And there was no one else. It was Sharon and their daughter and we were there on the side of the stage. And I'm like, man, this is crazy, right? Ozzy walks over and he goes, "Hey, you look like Zakk Wylde, man." He goes, "You look just like Zach." And I'm standing there like, oh, it's Ozzy Osbourne. He did it 3 times. 3 times he comes over by me. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. And obviously it was just crazy.
Fantastic. Yeah. Do you want to introduce No More Tears for us?
That's it. Here it is, the last one. This one is called No More Tears by Ozzy Osbourne.
Thank you, Jared.
Thank you guys for having me.
See you in June.
Okay. Yes, let's go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, Jared.
Ciao.